Hello there, welcome to Namident Academy. Today, I would like us to discuss about how to read research paper for research purposes. In academia, one of the important aspects of it is research and publication. Of course, we do researches to publish our findings and interpretation, and before we do that, we have to find out the state of the art of the research topic we are doing. What is the gap that need to be filled? And in this regard, we need to read previous published papers. And therefore, reading research papers are very important. But for most early researchers and graduate students, they don't know how to read the research papers effectively. And I'm here to suggest some strategy in reading research papers. The first important thing when it comes to reading a research paper for research purposes is first to set a definite aim, a purpose for reading the paper. Of course, you have downloaded the paper or you have researched and find the paper, but when you seek to read them, you have to set a concrete aim of how to handle these papers. Your aim, it depends on for what purpose you are reading the paper. Are you reading the paper in order to help you write an article? Are you reading it in order to help you write a proposal? Are you reading it in order to help you write your thesis? With all these have different purpose and different way of reading the paper. Suppose that you are reading to write an article. So, which part of an article is that you are going to write using this paper? Is it the introduction? Is it the methodology? Is it the discussion or the conclusion you are writing? That is why you want to read this particular research article we are talking about. You have to make it specific. If it's specific, then you will know how to concentrate, where to concentrate in reading the research paper. And the second thing is, before sitting to read the paper, you should have set down the questions you will be searching for the answers within the particular paper we are talking about. Without that, you don't know. You can't be guided. But if you have a set laid down what we call laid down questions, this question will help you to find the answers, and by that you will be able to read the paper effectively. So, my strategy of reading research papers are simple. It helps me read a lot of research papers within a short possible time. I begin with the title. I carefully read the title to find out that what I'm searching for, is it related to the title? Yes. Then I look around the keywords. I still have interest in the paper. Then the next thing I'll do is to go to the abstract. I carefully read the abstract. Then, okay, yeah, what I'm looking for is one in this article. Then I go down to conclusion. I read the conclusion. With the abstract and conclusion, it gives me the rough idea of what the paper is about. If still at this point I want to read the paper, or my interest still increase in reading the paper, then generally what I do is to brush through the results. I will look at the results of the paper, then the discussion of the paper. Then after that, I will look at the methodology of how was the data collected, what processes or analysis were conducted. I will look through it. Then finally, I will go to read the introduction. So this is how I read a research paper. And for example, if I'm going to write an article, and the article I'm going to put much stress, much importance on the methodology. So now, almost all the papers I'm reading, my attention will be much on the methodology, because I want to state that there is a gap in this method, in the analysis of the data, in the collection of the data, and that now in my new paper, I'm introducing this different way of processing the data or analyzing the data. Then throughout all the papers I'll read, my attention will be much in the methodology. So that's how I read paper. And suppose that I'm going to write a paper, I find a data, then I'm looking at how people have discussed this kind of paper. In this regard, what will I do? My attention would be in the discussion part of the papers I will be reading. And again, if I want to read the paper purposely to defend that this paper I'm writing or I will be submitting is solving a gap in a research that has never been published before, which is very difficult because you are limited by the resources of the institution you are or the country you are to be able to have access to most papers. And hence, if my idea or my aim is that so now I will pay attention to the introduction of the papers, because at the later part of every introduction, the authors usually defend their methodology, and then what they do is to what? To tell what is different from previous papers. So there I can pick it up. To wrap up, with my discussion today, I want to state that you don't have to read any article or any research papers according to how it's been published. From title, abstract, introduction, methodology, results, discussion, and conclusion. When you do this, you are wasting your precious time. I rather suggest that you start with what? The title, then move into the abstract, then go down to the conclusion. If at this moment you are still interested in that paper, then come back and move to the results and then to the discussion. If you want to dig in more to find out how this paper, how the analysis of the results were made, then you go in, read the methodology, and finally read the introduction. I hope you enjoy this paper. I encourage you to comment. If you have any idea aside what I've expressed, you can comment and let's share knowledge together, and let me gain from your experience too. You can like if you have not subscribed to this channel.